Thank you, Sewa International, for giving me this noble opportunity to be here with you. My title of the presentation is Potentially Danger Glacier Lakes. Potentially danger glacier lakes. In Nepal, the paper is totally confined within Nepal Himalayas. I have not covered Indian Himalayas, Bhutan Himalayas. Climate change has dangerously, adversely affecting Himalayas, Himalayan communities, and other communities who live in coastal area too. But what is climate change? What is climate? Please let me tell about the climate. Climate is a symbiotic relationship functioning of sun, soil, atmosphere, and water. That is the climate. That symbiotic relationship, what that four uh, components or together, that is a climate. And that climate is being changed. The functioning of these four components is being changed. That is climate change. Climate change. And climate change, if you, before going to my presentation, if we vertically go up to 8 mile, there is a layer of atmosphere. Then we go to 35 miles vertically up, there is another layer of atmosphere. And if we go up vertically up to 50 miles, there is another layer of atmosphere. That the change is happening in 8 miles to 35 miles. There is change is happening there. That that change affecting us. That is a what is climate change? What effect is coming here? That effect is coming from here. If we go of more than 35 kilometer miles of the temperature there in that atmospheric level is around 200 2000 celsius degree, and the atmosphere level 8 mile to 35 miles, ozone layer is there. That very ozone layer is controlling the direct sunlight. The sunlight is processed there, and that sunlight, ozone layer, obstruct the direct sunlight, direct heat from the earth. If ozone layer is damaged there, we potentially we would be destroyed. That is climate. That is climate change. Me, I am working with parliamentarians, political parties of Nepal, to develop a legal framework to provide the nature legal right. Without giving the nature legal right, I think the whole discussion, whole effort would not be more substantive to save our nature, to save our planet. That's why I am working with the parliamentarians, political parties, to consider legal remedies to the nature, to the earth, to the Himalayas. I have heating, uh, carbon production, greenhouse gas production is the major problem, but Nepal contribute very low, almost none greenhouse gas. Global share 0.2%, but we are facing the climate change challenges most. This one. We are talking about the Himalayas. Himalaya was formed 4 करोड़ से 5 करोड़ वर्ष पहले. हिमालय It is Himalaya is called infant hill, infant mountain. Himalayan communities who are facing the challenges caused by the climate change. There are different types of people, religiously Hindu, Buddhist, animist. You all understand the animist idea. Animist, they worship the natural things. They worship natural things. They worship hill, mountains, tree, water, river as a god. That is animist idea. In our Himalaya, the people uh, are some sort of animist ideology, animist philosophy. I don't want to go to economy and describe economy uh, because of the time constraint. And saga of Mustang and Taplejung. In Taplejung and Mustang, people used to keep especially yak and sheep. They had their own traditional knowledge skill to forecast the weather, forecast the snowing. But changing situation, climate change has a, uh, cannot, due to the climate change, people cannot forecast the weather as they were forecasting it. While they go off to with their yak and sheep, suddenly snowing. And in Bhutan, 300 yak had been killed because of sudden snow, sudden snowing. Apple has no uh, that sort of taste it was used to be before. The taste is changed. Apple's taste is changed. In our country, in our district, Mustang, people of Mustang have uh, apple farm, but the taste of apple is changed. That is because of the climate change. And climate change has two social and bio problem. Social problem means migration because of the water crisis and opportunity crisis of the opportunity employment opportunity. People have been migrating from Himalayan region to plain area and Kathmandu city. And there is opportunity to in Himalaya, hydropower and medicinal plants. Hydropower, while we generate the electricity from hydropower, we should divert the rivers. Rivers, and we develop the dam, and river is under the below the dam, river is totally dried. That is a problem. River river works for the planet. River works like that. जैसे रक्त संचार हमारे शरीर के लिए रक्त संचार काम करता है, रक्त पद्धति, ब्लड सिस्टम काम करता है, नर्व सिस्टम काम करता है, प्लानेट के लिए, अर्थ के लिए रिभर वही काम करता है. त्यो पनि एउटा वो भी एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. Of Himalaya, we have in Nepal. Surprising fact is that in Nepal there are 3,000 glaciers in Nepal's Himalaya. Most of the glaciers have been turning into glacier lakes. So temperature rise because of temperature rise. In these 30 years, the ice, 2,000 years ice is melted in the past 30 years. And NASA has called, this is wake up call, if we यदि हम उचित नीति नहीं लेंगे तो all glaciers would be collapsed. It is a wake up call for human beings, for global human beings. As there are two, after Antarctica, South Asia's Himalaya has big amount, large amount of ice. Antarctica is melting, and in comparison with Antarctica, Himalayas is melting very fast. That is the big problem. We have climate change, it has become climate, we have a climate anxiety. Every people we say climate, climate, climate. If you go to villages and you ask farmers what is happening, why your maize plant cannot bear the maize cube, it is because of climate change, and it's a some sort of anxiety. And while the we ask the government, if you we ask the government officials, government policy planners, there is simply tell us that it is due to climate change. It has been that is they accuse the climate change and excuse for themselves. If we accuse climate change, we have no any responsibility to do. That is a problem. Hmm. This conclusion, uh, community based approach needs to focus on policy making and their presence in the administrative platform where policies are processed. While we develop a policy for communities, we develop it, particularly we in Kathmandu, live in Kathmandu, we plan community level strategies in Kathmandu, and we go to outside of Kathmandu villages, and we say that this is the strategy for you. Hmm? To develop the policies, communities should be community if they themselves draft and pass the policies, that would be very fine and effective. And sustainability in the Himalayas, sustainability projects in the Himalayas must stress on the restoration of Himalayan ecology. Himalayan ecology is threatened. If we are not, we have not been able to restore the Himalayan ecology, Himalayan environment, all, all these process effort would be in vain. Thank you.